AI is coming for your job, but it can't outlearn you. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to build a sales stack that the algorithm can't touch. This is episode 3 of a 6-part series on the new rules of sales heading into 2026. My name's Luke, been in the sales game for over 25 years. And the good news is that AI is not the first technological revolution to disrupt the sales space, and it won't be the last. But whether it's AI this or automation that, there is still a ton of opportunity out there. And if you're still losing deals, it's not because the robots are against you. It's because you haven't taken time to actually learn the game that is sales. So this episode is all about outlearn, which is part of my sales evolution protocol. So if outthink in the previous episode rewires your brain for high performance sales, then outlearn rewires your actual skills so you're not just in the game, you're ahead of the game. So let's bring back our mate Bob. You might remember Bob from the flip chart series you can also find on this YouTube channel. So Bob's now done the mindset work. He's not spiraling. He's not anxious. He's not blaming everybody apart from himself. He is ready to start selling. So now he needs the skills to actually close some deals, make some sales, and get the momentum going. And it's right here that most salespeople mess up, because they start learning these surface level skills. They start following their favorite influencer on Instagram and learn fake rapport building, showy objection handling, and just copy paste discovery questions. So today, let's fix that. Okay, so first off, let's not start with the skill stack itself, but where those skills fit into a sales call. Now, if we look at this very simply, you can break sales call or a meeting, or any kind of pitch, down into 3 phases: the open, the discovery, and the close. So what kind of skills do we need for each of those phases? So when we think about the opening, the type of skills you might need there are authority, presence, setting the tone, setting expectations for the call. And then we move into the discovery phase. This is where we need to get some deep curiosity, be able to emotionally layer on the call and do that pain gap analysis. And then the close phase, where we could be doing some ROI mapping, some social proof, storytelling, and then closing with confidence, typically with one of our one-liners. And this is all underpinned with objection handling. We want to be pre-handling those objections and reframing everything as we move through the call. We do not want to leave objections to the end. Which does bring me nicely to step 2. Where does each skill fit? And as I alluded to there, a lot of closers like to leave the objections to the end. But for me, objections have always just been part of the natural call flow. If you're handling objections throughout the entire call, then the entire time that you have with your prospect to ask further questions, dig deeper, reframe, all that good stuff that we love to do with objections. A lot of the time as well, we see sellers trying to build rapport at the end, just before they go into the objection handling. This is obviously something that's best done at the start, but at the same time, there needs to be a lot of nuance around that. You can't spend half the call talking about the weather and your prospect's pet dog. So it is something that requires a little bit of practice. But look, Bob has been practicing, and he is now very confident knowing exactly where his skill levels are and where to put them in that sales call. And more importantly, Bob has learned that where his own personality fits those skills as well. There's no point trying to copy your favorite Instagram sales guru or even me. You are you, and people will buy from you. And so now when we move on to step 3, which is tracking those gaps, you'll see that we have an overall call framework. And this obviously gets more complex the deeper we go into it. But we have our overall call framework, we have our skills that fit into that framework. And it's very easy for us to now see that on a call, if things start to go wrong, if it's a complete fucking car crash, we can see where the gaps are that we need to fix. So remember, when things do go wrong, it's not you, it's a skill that is missing. So we're not going to review your sales calls as wins or losses. We're going to review them as whether there's a presence or an absence of a skill. And then 4, we're going to put that into what we call a learning loop, a process of continual evaluation, reviewing your calls, reviewing your stats, logging every objection that you get, tracking those wins. Bob has now turned into a data machine, but obviously a very human one. And step 5 is where we finally start to leverage and scale everything that we're doing with our outlearn flywheel. And this is where we leave social media behind for good, and we get into the real world. And we join business networking groups, communities. We get more mentors, more coaches and peers around us to be able to help us solve our problems. And we learn from real people in real life. Because when we turn to humans to solve our problems, this is where we pick up on the things that the AI and the robots will miss. This is where we learn nuance, tonality, true strategic thinking. So in conclusion, sales isn't really about confidence or charisma. It's about pattern recognition, emotional intelligence, and relentless curiosity. And guess what? AI can't really do any of that, and neither can most of your competition. But you can, if you choose to outlearn. So here's some next steps for you. Pick one core phase that you feel like you're weak in. Review your last 3, 4, 5 sales calls. Log what's missing. Get the reps in. Get coached. And get better. And if you want my help breaking this down for you, check out the links below. So that was Outlearn. In the next one, we're going to outsell. I'll see you there.